A teacher told she'll have to move to a different school. The latest on the state's education funding crisis and impacts.
This one, Alaskans have such nostalgia for the...
Plus, a man killed in Anchorage this week, a local MMA fighter.
And who will see snow for their Easter egg hunts this year? I'll show you where. It's still falling.
We got baseball. Brand new, just so you know.
Oh my. A Ketchikan woman sets a jaw-dropping world record. Look at that.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Well, good evening. Across the state, confusion, disappointment, but mostly lots of questions over the future of Alaska education funding.
Now, those are some of the things that we continue hearing from teachers, including in Anchorage, and that's where one teacher has been displaced because of the budget cuts. Lauren Maxwell has the update.
Yeah, so this is a scene along Turnagain Arms, so by Girdwood.
Amanda Thompson has been an artist her whole life and an Anchorage teacher since 2017. For the last year, Thompson has been the only full-time art teacher at Henshaw Middle School, a place that holds a special bond.
Henshaw is where I went to school. It's where my dad went to school, so yes.
Which is why Thompson says it was doubly disappointing to learn she'd been displaced, not just for her, but for her students.
I have kids that are getting Fs in all their other classes, but they come in art and they become alive.
Thompson believes the district has money to fund her position, but has chosen not to.
I just have so many questions.
She worries the arts might go away.
I grew up in ASD schools that supported fine arts. And yes, we had to fight for it. I testified to the school board as a child too. But it was always, you always felt supported. There's no doubt why the arts mattered. And I feel like something is changing.
She says she'd like more answers from the district. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
And later in today's newscast, we will hear from ASD School Board President Andy Holleman.
We're going to ask him his thoughts on the veto and what's coming up next. And this all comes one day after the governor vetoed a $1,000 per student funding increase, saying this when asked if in his new bill proposing about half the increase, meaning $560 per student, was about tariffs causing oil prices to drop.
I know that people would like to think that maybe I'm behind the whole tariff thing with the federal government, but my focus is on the state of Alaska. My focus is on what's happening in the state of Alaska. And so this is an education bill, and the policies are very familiar to what we've talked about and what we've been talking about during the press conference.
Now, later, the governor said, quote, tariffs and the trade issues have upended the world, end quote. At the state level, that translates to Alaska budgets, dependent on those markets, including oil prices. Alaska oil and gas analyst Larry Pursley says if the economy's weaker, it hurts the state because more pressure is put on local governments to come up with money that the state cannot.
In terms of low oil prices, obviously that cuts into state revenues, which means there are fewer dollars in the state checking account to pay for schools, permanent fund dividend, road repairs, and everything else. So in a period of low prices, or lower prices, which is what we're in today, yes, it is harder to squeeze money out of the budget for schools, for example, because it's got to come from somewhere else. There's a finite amount of money in there.
Now, school districts in particular generally get their funds from the state, federal government, and from local tax sources, which means Pursley says that they're being squeezed from multiple sides right now. If you'd like more reaction to the veto of HB 69, you can go to our website.
A well-known Alaska fighting championship competitor, Christopher Johnson, was the man that police say was shot and killed Wednesday. It happened in a South Anchorage neighborhood. Now, police confirm his family's been notified. The owner of AFC also confirmed the 41-year-old was an MMA fighter. Now, police say 24-year-old Michael Nelson shot Johnson Wednesday afternoon. Nelson's charged with first and second-degree murder. Charging documents say the suspect, Nelson, and Johnson got into a physical fight, and after they say Johnson was looking at Nelson's car's license plate, and then they say Johnson kicked out Nelson's rear passenger window. Police say that Nelson shot Johnson several times. Expanded coverage now on our website and mobile app. And it is Friday night, and the weekend is just about here.
Let's go. Not only just the weekend, it's Easter weekend. You may be planning to spend some time outside and Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry joins us with the forecast. Melissa?
Yeah, right now you might be thinking, oh gosh, here we go. Winter conditions for Easter weekend, because take a look at the view outside right now. These are the current conditions in Eagle River and Mount Baldy. Snow is falling, it's sticking, it's accumulating, and we are seeing similar conditions up at Glen Alps on the Anchorage hillside. But lower elevations, not only not seeing snow, we are actually still seeing dry conditions, as most of those showers are confined to those higher elevations around South Central. Temperatures right now in town are in the mid-40s. Looking at the radar, it is still active. You can see those showers through the Kenai Mountains along the Sterling Highway, also there through the Chugach Mountains all the way north toward Hatcher Pass. Now, chance we get a quick batch of showers moving here across Anchorage in the next few hours as those continue to push north. But again, there's not much to this. It is just about done, and we'll see drying conditions overnight tonight. I do expect dry, mostly sunny conditions across South Central, across the interior and the western side of the state, eventually even seeing those dry conditions into southeast as well. So you do have that to look forward to tomorrow. We will eventually see the next storm system pushing in from the southwest. That'll bring chances for some rain late Sunday to the Kenai, but not until Monday for Anchorage and for the valley. So again, tonight, if you're headed out, be prepared for a quick moving shower. Temperatures will drop into those low to mid 30s overnight. But heading into Sunday, I do expect more sun breaks and far less chances for any showers in the area. Now I'll have a closer look at the full extended forecast as we head into next week here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Melissa. When we come back, the ASD School Board President joins us as we continue our coverage about the governor's education bill veto.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.